To be dodging every question in the eyes of people who are tweeting in. Rick Santorum above the line on the economy, the same with Rick Perry. Ron Paul way above the line. Ron Paul always tends to do well in these Twitter surveys. They are not scientific. They are people voting for their favorite candidate sometimes, and other times they are a good measure of what's being said. Let's move it ahead now to foreign policy and take a look here. Newt Gingrich did very, very well on foreign policy. Mitt Romney, not as far below the line as he was in some of the other topics. Rick Santorum, Rick Perry, and Ron Paul also all did well on foreign policy. Now let's take it another. Go ahead.
John, can I stop you right there? Because I'm getting real-time feedback. Ron Paul didn't just do well; he did the best from that chart. No, I just want to be fair. I want to point it out because people are watching for it.
He did very, very well tonight. And, I mean, his bars are bigger than everyone else's, so we report, you decide.
Okay.
Let's take a look at race. Newt Gingrich did well in that. Romney, again, seen as ducking the questions. Rick Santorum did fairly well. Rick Perry, all right. And again, Ron Paul with a big bar there. Now let's take a look at Romney's record and see how they did. Newt Gingrich did not do well on this one. This was the first question out of the box when he was asked about the attacks on Romney vis-a-vis Bain Capital. Romney didn't do well on his own record. Santorum just about in the middle. Perry as well, seen as dodging questions about Romney's record. And there he is, Ron Paul, with the big stack of good answer, Ron. Let's drill down on the candidates themselves. First of all, Mitt Romney, how he did. Look at this on the record, well below the line, into the dodge on literally every topic, with the exception of foreign policy, because he did do fairly well on the foreign policy questions. Newt Gingrich now, bring him up, and let's take a look at how he did. On Romney's record, a little more dodge than answer, but on all the other topics, economy, race, foreign policy, social issues, he did very well. All right, let's bring up the next candidate, Rick Santorum. Social issues was the only time that he seemed to bomb, as well as Romney's record. Everything else, he seemed to be more in the green than he was in the red, although a little middling performance here on race. Ron Paul, let's bring him up for that delineation. Romney's record, the economy, race, foreign policy, he slipped just a little bit here, as well as social issues, but still much more solidly in the answer category than he was in the dodge category. And take a look at this. It was a good night for Rick Perry. Most people thought that he did fairly well. Race, he was kind of middling on. Romney's record, he took a little bit of a dive bomb, but everything else, economy, foreign policy, and social issues, he did very well. And just for the Ron Paul fans at home, let's bring up the aggregate one more time. And there he is, Ron Paul. He's got the biggest stack of green of any of the candidates. You make up your mind about what happened. Those are the raw numbers. Harris.